Hello? Hello?
А вот перед нами предстоит вечерний момент.
Okay. Okay.
Hello?
Yeah. Hello.
Okay. Ah, yes. No, I didn't have time yet. Mm. Mm. Mhm. In reality TV program, Dragon's Den, hopeful businessmen propose their business idea to a panel of multimillionaires. The dragons invest if they believe the business is profitable, but sometimes they are wrong. Kevin Mosley is an inventor. He his invention into a huge business success. He has turned his invention, number 4. Uh, Several years ago, Kevin came up with the ideas of creating a shark fin to help children learn to swim. He It's swim fin. He named it number 1. Mhm. His invention by a couple of the dragons. His invention um, was rejected. Uh, This nobody such a dangerous and silly thing. They said nobody. Mhm. And they said nobody would buy. Such a dangerous and silly thing. However, Kevin decided to ignore their comments and not give up. He started the company Swimfin Ltd from the garage of his home. After he secured the necessary safety certificates, he was able to launch the project in January 2008. Since then, he has sold over 40,000 swimfins in the UK alone, direct from his website. Swimfin in over 100 countries around the world. Swimfin. Well, then it is currently sold in over 100 countries around the world. Something the Dragons hadn't expected. Yeah. Yes, yes. Hmm. When I was a kid, I used to change out of my school uniform when I got home and then go outside and play. I hardly ever came home unless it was raining or until I was absolutely starving. I used to get involved in all kinds of things which my parents would not have approved. Approved. Hmm. Maybe five of. So number five is correct. Hmm. Like swimming in the nearby canal or teasing dogs in the park. Mainly, I just hung around with my mates. Back then, children spent hardly any time staring at screens. By contrast, you rarely see children playing outdoors these days. As a grown-up, I appreciate the fact that where I live is relatively quiet, but I certainly wouldn't object the sound of kids playing. I wouldn't object. 5 again. Yes. Eleven. 2. I sometimes I sometimes wonder who is responsible this trend. Who's responsible with this trend? Oh no, for this trend. The media is always telling us that our children are overweight and that their lifestyle may lead to illness in middle or old age. Sadly, however, we don't hear many concrete suggestions as to how this trend might be reserved. Oh, reversed. Mhm. Millions of students sit exams each year, and teachers have constant battle on their hands to prevent students from cheating. However, a small number of students still resort to unfair ways of getting the best results. Um, Number 2. Mhm. Some students feel it is worth the risk to get a better grades. Besides, it adds a bit of excitement to exam days, but the vast majority of cheats are caught. Some students feel it is worth the risk to get a better grade. The risk. Number 5. A boy from Texas is perhaps eligible for award of the most creative cheat. His teacher noticed that he kept looking out the window. It turned out that his open textbook was on top of a bush outside the classroom. Of course, he's no longer allowed to sit by the window in exams. By the window and eligible for experience. Number 4. Mm. Although although a lot of interest has been shown in my house, the majority of potential buyers seems surprising at how small it is. Surprised? Seems surprised at how small it is. Mhm. My dad said he felt very dissatisfied with the quality of the food at the restaurant, and he complained to the waiter, well, it was rather embarrassing. Uh, Dad said he felt very dissatisfied. What? Which was rather embarrassing. Uh, Jack Jacques Cousteau was one of the most brilliant and daring undersea explorers ever known. In his work, his two great loves, deep sea diving and photography, is what he combined his two great loves to to create wonderful films of marine life that are still enjoyed by spectators all over the world. Cousteau brought the beauty of the oceans to millions of people in his TV series, The Undersea World of Jacques Cousteau. Jacques Cousteau started life as a very sickly child. Doctors strongly advised against any form of sports or exercise, but his determination to them wrong made the 7-year-old. But his determination to prove them wrong. Mhm. 7-year-old them wrong made the 7-year-old up swimming. Get up swimming. To take up swimming. Who would have guessed where that love of water would lead after a near fatal car accident? At the age of 26, Cousteau began swimming to strengthen his injured arms and thus discovered the beauty of the oceans. Mm, mhm. Have you read the chapter for today? I tried to, but it wasn't easy to get through. What does the woman mean? The chapter was difficult to read. She didn't even try to read it. She got through the chapter rather easily. She will try to read the chapter. Number one. Is a window C okay with you? Выберите ответную реплику, подходящий посмотрите предложенные реплики стену. I'm very sorry, I don't mind sharing. I'd rather take a seat. I thought it would be better. I'm afraid so. Number 4. Okay. What does she do? Some kind of. How's she doing? She done. What shall we do? Не люблю я это задание. I'm thinking so far maybe 1 is D. How's she doing? Probably C. Much better than ever before. Yes. Why has she done it? Out of curiosity, I think. What shall we do? I'm in 2 minds. Number 3. Mhm. Um, the first one is probably E. The Theater Cafe in 6:30. That should give us time to have a coffee burst. But the play starts at 6:45, which means probably won't finish. Just, able to concentrate in the last act. Why let me grab some quick pizza? Yeah, I can't get there. Number 2. Mhm. Or mm, with most ballerinas, the problem is getting them to talk. Words don't come naturally to see these delicate creatures, and why should they? The movement of their beautiful bodies is a poetry that bypasses the mind and speaks directly to the heart. So who needs words when you can do that? Deborah Adams, for one, after 16 years in the world of ballet, the 34-year-old ballerina has found her voice as a public speaker, journalist, and author. She recently took part in an Oxford University debate about the funding of the arts. There was a shock in the arts, and in the arts world, that a dancer could actually talk, she remembers. The problem is that we don't speak up for ourselves, and so we get overlooked. Part of the reason for that is that dance is a silent art form, but is also partly because classical ballet relies on a lot of people doing the same thing without asking questions, so we are not encouraged to voice our opinions. But I've received 100 letters from people saying, "Thank you for expressing what I wanted to say." 825. Deborah believes ballet dancers are often ignored because they, for the love of my life, let's see. Uh, because number one, are not encouraged to develop other skills. Well, that they don't really speak a lot or don't really say their opinions, mostly quiet dancing. Mostly they just dance. So number one, I'm guessing. Well, then maybe number three, do not say public. Mhm. Although Deborah now devotes almost half her time to writing, she isn't prepared to abandon her career as a dancer. For as long as she can remember, she always wanted to dance. She first put on ballet shoes when she was 7, and Deborah still longs for certain favorite roles and the dance to work with choreographers on new ballets. It's not that my time is up as a dancer, it's that I'm finding other things interesting. Probably Uh, Probably number three. Mhm. And there are two new books in the pipeline too. The first will be about diet and nutrition. Food is something of an obsession for her. She spent the first years of her professional life struggling to stay slim and keep energy levels up. Then a physiotherapist re-educated her eating habits. Today she lectures on nutrition to ballerinas. Her second book deals with the problem that most ballet companies face, that of money. On the other hand, dancers and other people who work in ballet want to do new innovative works, but in fact, ballet companies have to put on ballet that sell. The popular old favorites. That's why the company which Deborah dances for is putting on big marketable classics of this season. However, one of Deborah's favorite roles was, in fact, in the modern ballet step text. Her power and bravery as a dancer, her intelligence and raw physicality were perfectly suited to the stylish aggression of the ballet. Tall and strong, there's something very contemporary about Deborah. Contemporary about Deborah and quite unique. So, A27. Early in her career as a ballerina, Deborah had problems with her weight. Yes. Why is her company putting on classical ballets now? No, I'm thinking. Deals with the problems that most ballet companies face, that of money. On the other hand, dancers and other people who work in ballet wants the new innovative works, but ballet companies have to push the market. I'm thinking maybe number one, or maybe three. It's just that it says that. Oh, well, I don't know. It's kind of strange because they are talking in the first sentence about the money, that a lot of companies face problems with money. Then they say that companies have to put on ballets the old-fashioned way, the old favorites, which may mean that they're not the best. And that's why the company which the board dance for is putting on big marketable classics this season. So, well, then maybe number two, since Mhm. A29 is give up, and A30 is experience. For those, it's pretty big. For those for those unaware of the sport of freediving, yes. Well, maybe not. For those, mm, I'm guessing it has a different ending. S- Maybe without the D. Unaware of the sport. Mm. Uh, for those unaware of the sport of freediving, it's pretty basic. You dive without a breathing apparatus down deep depths of the water. However, freediving is an extremely dangerous sport, which is perhaps why its popularity has grown so fast. Freedivers are attached to a line, and then they have to take a deep breath, dive as deep as they can, and come up immediately. The British freediver Tanya Streeter trains very carefully before each dive to build up her physical fitness. She never dives until she's completely confident that she's ready. The danger is caused by the great pressure at those depths. I think that safety procedures have to be very strict if we want to avoid accidents, Tanya says. Tanya feels that mental strength is also very important. She has an emotional response to water and feels very calm and peaceful when she's underwater. Calm and peaceful. Perhaps Tanya's greatest advantage is her ability to focus. In free diving, there are no cheering spectators, competitors around you, and there are no cheering spectators to motivate you. Motivate you? It's a lonely sport, says Tanya. Social networking is popular and makes life quite easier. Quite. People can communicate with each other instantly and share them odd share photos and videos. It's simply to keep up to date with what friends are doing and make new friends. It's also a convenient way of how odd of organizing social events. However, there are disadvantages to using social networks. Not everybody else not not everybody uses them responsibly, and some might invade another's privacy. Consequently, everyone should definitely be careful. Two is the odd. Hmm. Should be careful when posting personal information, and remember, so is the odd one. And remember that anything they do post on the web might stay public for a long time. It's crucial to keep some things private. There are cases of it's odd, and there are cases of bullying on social networking sites, which really affects a victim's self-esteem. It's far important. Far is the odd one. Make everyone know that they can be misused. They can be misused. Everyone should rather everyone should act responsibly by reporting anyone using the site in a way that is harmful to others and only sharing information with people they know and trust. Either yeah, none of the two jackets. I tried neither of the two jackets. There are many. Yes. So this test, IELTS vocabulary for money and finance. Learn IELTS. Oh, so this one, learn IELTS exam vocabulary for money and finance, which can be used in writing, speaking, and reading models. Practice tests included as well. This one? Oh, okay. Oh, you sent it here. Yes. Мгм. Пройдите, получите анализ ваших знаний английского через 15 минут, а также плюс 2 урока на при старте обучения. Окей. Что? М,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, but I'm doing the test right now. Which one? This is going to be my chance to any difficulties. Well, I'm almost there. What does seldom mean? Mm. What does extravagant mean? 52. Oh, okay. Mm. Okay, I'm done. So, узнать результаты. Верных ответов 55 из 57. My name, так. My friends won't come, won't they? Will they? What else? Start. Окей, окей. 30. А, именно сам уровень это где-то написано или, знаете, ваш уровень? А, просто Advanced написано. Мгм. Тупая одна ошибка, а вот про одну я не знал. Вот, нет, у меня в 24-м ошибка. My friends won't come, won't they? А правильно, я сочел won't, был правильно will. Немножко протупил в этом, конечно. А во втором ошибка, это у меня в 55-м. I decided to start doing my bedroom because it was filthy. Я поставил без без добавления, а там надо было добавить up. Мгм. 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 It was pretty easy. Мгм. М. Mhm. Echo, a shepherd collie mix, lived with her owner Tish Smith on Mountain Island, Canada. One summer, Tish planned a canoe trip on Lake Huron, e- Eco to swim, so Tish brought her along for company. Eco. Eco. Oh, I'm thinking 5. Всегда любила плавать. Thinking the trip. Thinking she will enjoy vibes. Well, I'm thinking between 2 and 3. Will or would. Maybe thinking she would enjoy the trip. The trip lasted for 5 days and took in some astonishingly beautiful scenery. But at 6 a.m. on the final day, their adventure took a turn on the worse. Although it was summer, a huge storm suddenly broke, and an enormous wave catapulted them both into the freezing water. They remained in the water for the next 12 hours, during which time Eco never felt her owner's side, helping to keep her warm. Luckily, Tish's canoe was discovered, although although an initial search found nothing. A crew on an aerial sweep over the area spotted Eco. She encircled around Tish. Has swum. She had swum in circles around Tish. You can just ignore it. Oh, I'm guessing it's after the search. Well, luckily, Tishkanoe, although an initial search found nothing, a Cronin aerial sweep over their area spotted Eco. She was oh she was swimming then, yes. She was swimming in circles around Tish. They were pulled from the water and taken to the hospital. By the time the pair were found, they 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 were drifting. Tourists tourists to San Francisco are rarely disappointed. With the famous range, but San Francisco is more famous for being on the San Andreas Fault, a notorious source of earthquakes. Over 700 people died in San Francisco in the Great Earthquake of 1906, and more than 70 perished in another large quake in 1989. It's hard to imagine why anyone would want to live in such a dangerous area, but millions of people choose to do so. They are all familiar with the situation and are aware of the potential of of the potential, and there is another powerful quake. Yet nothing, it seems, will prevent people from building in San Francisco from building. A quick glance at a photo of the city shows a large number of modern skyscrapers, many of them completely covered in glass. In it. Mhm. Well, I'm pretty sure 6. I didn't really have any mistakes. Well, yes, it gets confusing sometimes. Very clear. Mhm. TOEFL? Mm. Mhm. 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 Okay. The test which said that I was a dentist? Oh, well, it was quite easy. Well, except I didn't know about the making up and going, well, the bed. Yes. Mhm. Thank you too. Mhm. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Thank you. Bye. Bye bye.